because you are a Pakistani, you're superior somehow to someone in Afghanistan. Because you are from Iran, you are somehow superior to someone in Saudi Arabia, or because you are from Saudi Arabia, you are superior to someone in Bangladesh. I mean, this thing continues to be instilled in the Muslims, right? So if we look at this issue, the issue of Europe, the people want to be divided, but the leaders do everything. Leaders are doing everything to create something like a European Union. But if you look at the Muslim world, people want to be united. They want to live under one leader, but the leaders are doing everything to keep them divided. Right. So I think basically that is what I wanted to say. That obviously the division based on racism that you see is purely a byproduct of organizing nations based on nation states, and there is nothing else. And inshallah, with Islam, there will be nothing like European Union. I'm not talking about small countries being united, but still having autonomy. No, I'm talking about an Islamic state with all the lands that we see today, like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, and all the lands collected, being united under one leader as one nation. I hope, inshallah, that answers the question.
Okay, Jazakallah, brother. We continue for the next question.
Yes.
From okay, from Brother Riza. He's from he lives now in Bayern, in Germany. Please, the question. Wait a minute. Okay, here. The question from Brother Riza. You can read it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The question is, sorry, brother, just give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is, on one hand, Hizb is against the nation state and want to re-establish the Khilafah. But on other hand, Hizb also enjoys the democracy in the nation states such as Indonesia, which resulted in the movement to flourish significantly. Do you think this is a sort of ambivalence and paradox? See, brother, when we say yes, we are completely against the idea of nation state, and we definitely exist in the world today. Because of this, we cannot deny the reality of the world. So we live in a certain reality. We have no choice but to still live in the nation states. But somehow saying that to use democracy is, I would have accepted that claim if Hizb is only working where there is democracy, right? Or if Hizb is doing this work because democracy is permitting it to do its work. No, this is, I want to make this very clear. Hizb does not work for the Khilafah or for the establishing the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because democracy permits it, or because we somehow want to enjoy democracy. No, if you really look, Hizb Tahrir works also in the countries like Middle East where there is no democracy. It also works in countries like Central Asia, which are very harsh regimes. Even in Middle East, they're very harsh. When it comes to Hizb Tahrir, they torture its members, they jail its members. Hizb Tahrir continues its work. It goes on to say that Hizb is not actually working because democracy is giving it's that freedom. So somehow we should not say that yes, we are thankful to democracy. Obviously not. We work everywhere, whether government permits us or not, because we see this work as a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this work to us as a command. So by doing this, we believe we know any, we do anything for Islam, it's like worship. So we believe that this is part of our worship, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to us in the Quran, um, um, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ sorry, what is that ayah? We have not created men and jinn except for the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is part of that worship. Um, and secondly, as far as saying that using democracy, obviously whichever means we have, inshallah we will use it to for the sake of Islam. We don't say that because we are in democracy we will not use the freedom. No, inshallah we will use the freedom, and this is a way to become the voice of those who cannot raise their voice, especially in the countries like Middle East and all. Obviously they can't hold programs, but here we have an opportunity to do it. So inshallah we will do this and we will become their voice. And secondly, if we look at countries in the West, these countries are a direct obstacle in the establishment of the Khilafah. These countries support those puppet regimes in the Muslim world, support the bringing of democracy. They are there with their armies, trying to stop the rising of Islam. So it is part of their plan. So it is important for us to live here. Not just important, but it becomes our duty who are living in, especially in the West or even in Indonesia, to expose their plans. I'm aware that the even the Indonesian from the Indonesian point of view, the the leaders give their resources to America, especially to Australia, especially is one of the things they do. So it is important for us when we are here in these lands, whatever opportunity we get, we use it to raise our voice. We use it to propagate Islam. So it is not just using democracy. And this statement was, as I said in the beginning, this statement would have been correct if we work only if democracy permits, only whatever democracy lets us do. If we do only that, then it would have been wrong. But no, we work for this because we have to do it. It's a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yes, we will continue to do it unless the Islamic State is established somewhere in the Muslim world, inshallah.
Okay, brother. Maybe this answer will. Okay, next question. The third question from.
This is actually a very good question. It's someone has asked me a very nice question. Do you think Khilafah is not kind of a nation state? It has three pillars as well as other nation states you mentioned. Mashallah, that's a very good question, brother. Whoever has asked it. Um, See, what we need to understand is um, the in the Khilafah, it is the Khilafah who will set the rules. And I just wonder. I think the voice just cuts down. Is the voice clear there? Can you hear me, brothers? Because the voice is just okay. Okay, khair, inshallah, good. All of a sudden, I experienced a silence. That's why I was just thinking. See, that is correct. Even if the Khilafah is built on those pillars, really, the Khilafah does not have the idea of fixed borders. That is also when I say territorial integrity and sovereignty or the balance of power. It is not. Khilafah is not a country and not a place which will be established at one place and will stay there. No, it will expand. The whole idea of balance of power is the whole idea of balance of power is to stop any expansion, but Khilafah is not based on that. It will definitely expand. We have seen that from the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when the Islamic State was established in Medina, that state expanded. So these three pillars really do not apply, because the way Khilafah deals with other states is completely different to how the nation states deal with each other today. The nation states deal with each other today purely based on its own interest. But that is not the case with the Khilafah. Khilafah will deal with with other nation states purely for the sake of Islam, purely to implement Islam there. This is what Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did. This is what comes from the example of the Sahaba, and this is what we'll do, inshallah.
Thank you, brother. Hello?
Yes, yes, I'm listening.
Okay, thank you, brother. Uh, there is one question from brother Everett in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, I will translate it to you. Wait a minute. Okay. In the national state concept, you focus on only the artificial border between them, and this is correlate with the problem between this nation state. In fact, some nation states have a similar political willing and then similar what to say political willingness like
Luqman, your voice is really breaking. Your voice is really breaking. I would appreciate if someone can actually just write the question, what he wants. It's very hard for me to understand, sorry. Because unfortunately, I'm not on the radio that everyone else is listening. So it's very hard for me to understand what you're saying. Voice is really breaking at my end.
Okay.
Is the brother trying to ask the question that how whatever we talk about, if you can just type the question. All right. I have another question here. In the meantime, I will answer that question.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Just answer this question first, then I will translate this question for you. Hello,
Okay.
brother?
Yes. Okay, you translate. In the meantime,
Okay.
I will read this question that has come. Okay.
Okay.
Someone has asked a question. If Hizb ut-Tahrir works on the global Khilafah, how Hizb ut-Tahrir perceive the globalization and modernity? It seems that Hizb ut-Tahrir has negotiated with globalization and modernity, takes them partially and reject the rest of them. Hizb rejects the notion of democracy, nation state, capitalism as products of globalization, modernity. But Hizb also enjoys the advanced technology, which also the products of modernity. You may correct me if I'm not wrong. Khair, Jazakallah, brother. That's also a good question. It is something really important for us to understand. See, anything in Islam we take from four sources. We take